And you can already hear where this goes practically, which is that basically the choice would be to always go for the erotic. No matter if you are, you know, having the softly erotic experience of breathing, where air is going in and out of your body, or whether you're having the full-on erotic experience of, you know, kissing your lover and feeling them getting aroused in your arms. As a last point in this lecture, I want to add another dimension to this process of choosing. So when we speak about, let's say, you know, one momentary choice, then everything applies exactly as Uriel put it. And now we will add to this that there's also the dimension of time. There's the dimension of, let's say, accumulating choices as we go. And I want to call this part, sort of, or give this part the headline, the importance of the first choice. So, first things first that we have to understand is that into this vessel of our creative potential belong a lot more than just the experiences that we have naked in the bedroom. So into our creative potential also fall all our social interactions with friends, with family, of course flirtations that we might have, a courting process, of course any type of thing that makes us aroused, but also it falls into it, how do I deal with my fantasies, with maybe sexual or erotic thoughts. It also belongs into it, how do I deal with my menstruation, for example, as a woman, with my potential of creating life. How do I deal with pregnancy? So all of these different parts of life, they belong into or they fill the same vessel of creative energy. It all belongs there. From our social interactions through our flirtations and little amorous moments, through our lovemakings, all the way into creating life, all the way into getting enlightened through processes of lovemaking, entering cosmic orgasm. All of it belongs into the same, let's say, vessel of our creative potential. And that means that whatever choices we make about all of these things within our lives will give an impulse to either going down on the escalator towards the sexual, towards the unconscious, towards the disconnected, the instinctual, the agenda-driven, or giving impulses in all of these different fields to rise to the erotic, to the conscious, to the loving, to the connected, to the godly, to the free, etc., etc. So think of it like this, like as an analogy. You stand in front of a crossroad, and to the left it says Paris, and to the right it says London. And now your first step that you will take will already determine the direction that you will go. So if now you choose, okay, I really want to go to Paris, okay, and then you start walking to Paris. Maybe if you change your mind after 10 steps and then you start walking to London, it might not affect so much your journey to London. But if you go on a 3 weeks walk towards Paris and then you're like, well, I really want to end up in London, then that's 3 wasted weeks, which not just is 3 wasted weeks, but it's actually 6 wasted weeks, because now you have to walk all that way back and, you know, put a lot of energy into that in order to just start your journey towards London. It is the same on these 2 escalators. If you again want to think of the escalator analogy, if you are setting any choice within any of these different you know, aspects of your life, going downward, then you are on a downward flow. And to sort of return to going upward after going downward for a while is quite jarring, and it's quite difficult, because also you have been used to accumulate choices that go downward. Whereas if you are going on the upward flow, you will make choices that go upward, making it exponentially more easy to make the upward pointing choice, the erotic choice, the loving choice, the connective choice, the free choice, the godly choice, etc., etc. So, what people typically, or what hinders them, let's say, from having an erotic experience is that we consider the erotic choice only once we are naked in the bed. But we might have been already walking for 3 weeks towards sexuality in the process of flirting, of courting, of embracing, of kissing, and so forth. Now that we are in a bedroom together, it would be very difficult to just go against that accumulated choice in time. Or if you want to put it a bit more, maybe closer to what most of us experience, we don't just experience, okay, it's just all sexual, and then we try to be erotic in the bedroom. But typically what we do is we have a mix of things, and then we try to be purely erotic in the bedroom. If you invest into a mix of things, you will get a mix of things in the bedroom. If you invest into going downward in the process of flirtation, of courting, the friendship that you have before the relationship, etc., etc., you will end up on the downward flow. If you are investing in all of these moments and making choices towards the erotic, you will reap an erotic experience. So always think about the first choice, or rather hold in your heart the first choice that you make when you decide, am I going to Paris or am I going to London? Let's decide now, because I will waste some steps or even some weeks of time and a lot of energy and a lot of direction if I don't make this choice now in a good way. So from the first interactions, the first flirt, the first word, the first thoughts that you have of the other one, the direction starts to already establish. So aim to, whatever you're doing, make a choice to go towards the erotic. And you can already hear where this goes practically, which is that basically the choice would be to always go for the erotic. No matter if you are, having the softly erotic experience of breathing, where air is going in and out of your body, or whether you're having the full-on erotic experience of kissing your lover and feeling them getting aroused in your arms. Or if you are having the related to the creative energy experience of dealing with your menstruation, with your feminine cycles, if you're dealing with thoughts and fantasies and so forth. Color everything with Eros by making erotic choices in all of these different moments and levels, if you will. This being said, you can understand how considering eroticism can become a full spiritual path, because the creative energy and therefore potentially the erotic experience that you can have related to all of these different, let's say, facets or nuances of the creative manifestations, they sort of span out into all different areas of your life. There's basically, just by the fact that you have a physical body and you're breathing, it is hard to think of any moment throughout the day where there's not at least a little bit of an erotic thing going on within you. Eroticism, as we see it in Tantra, is inherent to your being. It is a quality of your being. It is a godly attribute that is available within your being if you access it. And following that, becoming aware of that, and then allowing from every moment, every little impulse where you can get in touch with that erotic quality, all of that will gather into an overall, let's say, eroticized life or something like that, into a way of addressing life and all parts of it in an erotic way, if you will. And therefore making, by default, all your interactions with your beloved, and also, of course, the full-on wonderful lovemakings that we all hope you enjoy very much, to become purely erotic experiences. So to sum up this this lecture, we have these two different flows of energy, down and up, sex and eros. Both of them can have a quality of flow to them, where we sort of enter into something that takes us away with it. In case of the sexual downward flow, this is an automatized, unaware process that leads into instinct. Whereas on the erotic side, it would be an aware, loving, connective process that leads us into this, as I describe it, like an erotic trance that sort of comes from a state of just being in each other's presence, in each other's love, and from there naturally the love-making process unfolds. In order to access that state of the erotic flow, you need to choose, because you need to be aware, and in order to be aware, choice is one of the big pointers for that. Please subscribe and give us a like for this video, and hit the bell for notifications, and leave us a comment below and tell us what you think about the subject.
Yes, so the practical key is that we constantly choose Eros. We say skip, we don't follow the low sexual drive, and every time we see and we are surprised again by a new erotic impulse, we follow it and we keep our awareness. It's like you look at the mouse hole and you wait to see what will my heart tell me now, and then if it's erotic, you follow. If it's not erotic, you don't follow.
And then in time, you need to consider that all your choices sum up. So it's not just what are you choosing in this moment. Of course, it is about what you are choosing in this moment, very much so. But if you believe that none of the sexual choices that you made up to this point, where you sit naked in front of your beloved, will not influence the pattern somehow, will not have a certain inertia of you going towards sexuality, you are unfortunately mistaken. So consider the importance of the first choice, and continuously in any interaction that you have with your beloved, give the erotic impulse over and over and over again. From the talk, the words that are passing, the thoughts that you're having, the kisses you exchange, the hugs, all of it, let's say, determines where you will end up. And your erotic experience in the bedroom when you're both naked might actually be 3 weeks down the line on a journey towards either the sexual or the erotic. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.